you know, and I remember when I was younger, I would feel like a lightning strike, a spiritual lightning socket come, and I'd be kind of fearful. I would want it, but then be afraid of it at the same time because, you know, it usually meant I have to change everything about my life. But now it's like, I'm like, bring it on, because right now, as things are, it's like I'm not necessarily pleased to be in this particular collective right now. It's like it's really difficult to see all this, to be among this suffering that people are in, you know. This, it's more than that. It's confusion. It's a field of confusion, a field of chaos, with undertones of resentment, undertones of like being at the edge of completely losing it. You know, we went to this beautiful. It was a Christmas lighting walk through an arboretum. Absolutely gorgeous. And there's families everywhere, but you can feel the collective of the families. It's like they were there. They were trying to make the best out of it. They wanted to have a good time, but there was this underlying tension that was in the group. And you know, I was with a family, but I was, you know, feeling with all these other ones. And it was like the older people there were just grateful that they were there with their families. You know, they're in a very different perspective. But then, you know, the ones that are active in the world, like really like working and taking care of babies and all this stuff, you can feel that stress. There was like a heaviness here, but wanting to be light. You know, there's heaviness, but wanting to be light. You know what I mean? So people are really busy and distracted. And this activation piece that I'm talking about, I feel like is a brilliant solution to the problem, because people have only so much bandwidth, you know, and it's not realistic to say, okay, I'm going to completely quit the my livelihood, that things that are, you know, paying all the bills and making my life comfortable and making opportunities for my family, and I'm going to just do something else. That's not a very realistic option for people. Now, when they have no choice and their back is against the wall, then they'll be forced to make that decision, and maybe they'll make it in that direction, maybe they won't. But with this activation piece that I'm talking about, it's something that just happens. It's like you're walking along the street, and all of a sudden, ta-da, something turns on inside. You're like, whoa, like a realization, epiphany happens, right? Or you wake up one day and you just feel completely different. So in a way, this activation piece is it's a stroke of brilliance from creation. When I say creation, that's the spark that is inside of each of you. That spark inside of each of you has a creative brilliance that's beyond what the powers that be, the controllers that be, have access to, which is really cool. But again, you know, there's those that are holding on to the old, and there's those that are making way for the new. The more we make this change inside of ourselves, the more grace and ease for the new to come in. The more the holding on to the old, the more strife, the more internal war battle goes on. How long that's going to be, who knows? It's hard to say. But what's palpable is that when you have a group of people that are very successful and they're having all their needs met and they're soaring in their creativity and creating beauty, and you have a group of people that are in extreme suffering, that, you know, they're deeply invested in the desperation program, it's only a matter of time before they start to come over and want to take over this program, you know, this stuff over here, right? So it's not okay to say, well, screw them, that's they're just being ignorant. It's not okay to say that, because they're in the same ocean you're in. You guys, we're all sharing this reality together, you know. To say, you know, out with them and in with us, and oh well, no. We need to still pay attention to what's happening over here. We need to still engage with them. We still need to be woven into the reality, so to speak. Okay? We are needed. Our presence is needed even more in those realities.